Hello, everyone. Thank you for your interest in this presentation entitled Situatedness and Social Design, a Graphic Representation. My name is Michal Pauzner. I'm a visual communication designer, faculty member, and head of the Center for Teaching Excellence in Shankar College, Israel. I am very grateful to present my contribution with Professor Jonathan Ventura, head of the Unit for History and Philosophy of Art, Design, and Technology. It is fairly safe to assume that most designers working in a plethora of scenarios are involved in multicultural surroundings. Yet, design and culture is rarely a common expertise for most designers, and typically reserved for those working on social or participatory projects. In this presentation, we wish to present a graphic model portraying both individual and collective situatedness. Our aim is to provide valuable tools for educators and practitioners collaborating with diverse design partners and stakeholders. We will start by briefly highlighting the concept of situatedness, discuss the local Israeli context, and continue to the graphic model we have developed. Our findings will be demonstrated in a contemporary study situated in Israeli design education. Rolfig and colleagues proposed looking at situatedness as a dialogue between agents, situation, and context. They continue to say that a situation consists of a spatio-temporal ordering of objects and agents alongside physically given constraints or characteristics. In our view, situatedness refers to special situations in which actions take place. Indeed, this elaboration is interesting in our context for two main reasons. First, situatedness is a combination of space and time, as both influence it. And second, it is a trigger for action, which is crucial in design as a practice. Moreover, the concept of context is rich and elaborate, including broad sociocultural venues such as language, and narrow venues such as local knowledge, behaviors, and norms. The importance of context, then, lies in the multitude of agents and stakeholders involved in social design projects, conducting multiple levels of interactions between themselves stemming from their individual or collective situations. The concept of situatedness also aligns with Donna Haraway's work on situated knowledges. Haraway emphasizes that knowledge itself is always situated and partial, even when it purports to be whole, total, universal, or objective. The value of taking a situated view as a designer, teacher, or learner involves the acceptance of a wider reality in which all positions are provisional and suspended, and in which most of reality is not available, as the individual only has access to a fragment of a much larger puzzle from that limited point of view. When embedding the concept of situatedness in higher education and pedagogy, we can address situated learning. Situated learning, as conceptualized by Levin Wegner, emphasizes the idea that learning is most effective when it takes place within the context of real-life situations and the specific social and cultural environments in which it is relevant. They argue that traditional classroom settings are limited in their ability to provide meaningful learning experiences. Instead, they suggest that learning occurs naturally as individuals engage in everyday activities and interact with their community. This theory challenges the notion that learning is a separate, isolated process and highlights the importance of context, collaboration, and cultural elements in shaping the learning experience. It emphasizes the integration of learning with real-world applications, making it a valuable framework for understanding how people learn in various professional, cultural, and social contexts. We will demonstrate the concept of situatedness through our teaching experience in Shankar College. Shankar is a large college located at the heart of Israel and includes academic degrees across the many design, engineering, and art fields. Working in developing educational methodologies in Shankar holds 4 significant challenges. First, the sociocultural context of an Israeli situated art and design school necessitates the ability to understand and face local and global challenges through the various curricula. Second, the students arrive from diverse sociocultural backgrounds, making their own situatedness extremely important as future creators and designers, especially when juxtaposed with the situatedness of their educators. Third, the complexity and ambiguity of design briefings are increasing. The evolution of design from soloist to collaborative efforts has introduced new complexities when operating with a group setting inside Shanzkar's interdisciplinary setting, and also when interacting with communities outside academia walls. Fourth is the emotional context. The lengthy outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, combined with a 10-month protest movement against the elected government, combined with the current war, highlight the need to shift our focus from acting as knowledge mediators to rebecoming educators. This should be done through implementing emotional strategies within the realm of higher education through reframing both pedagogic and applied strategies. These starting points accumulate an overall approach we imbue and develop in our design education strategies. In our interpretation of situatedness in social design education, we identified three correlating and entangled layers: educators, students, which we relate to as novices, and the community. The educators' situatedness comprise of their own set of values, personal identity, and professional preferences. The novices, in turn, profess their own educational and professional attributes and personal and societal identities. Lastly, the community with whom we work in these projects manifest their own identities, desired outcomes, and societal relations. Therefore, it is important to have a self-reflexive tools to get to know the perspectives and biases of each team member. Like all theoretical models, we aim to communicate a complex attitude and approach in a flexible and evolution-friendly way. As we all work and live in an ever-deepening visual age, we believe a visual model is the key. Furthermore, as most areas of design, the visual and material offers a dual approach of both global and vernacular perceptions. The graphic model presented here is a tool to highlight the three situatedness spheres and their correlation with each other. It may also assist to leverage expectations between different individuals and groups. The graphic model should not be viewed as a pre-established toolkit. Instead, it serves as a foundation for reflection and dialogue, fostering awareness before, during, and after the design process. Some of the initial questions we had during this process were: what are the unique facets of situatedness in the course context? How can we employ these facets as trigger points to develop co- and participatory design processes? How can we situate design attributes to be used to develop goals, values, and processes in a complex sociocultural context? We offer a multidimensional approach to situatedness that integrates the biographical, cultural, pedagogical, and design dimensions of contextualization within the analysis of situated affective dynamics. This approach suggests that when working within groups or with communities, designers who are attentive to situational factors are capable of generating a cumulative sense of situatedness, which in turn facilitates the development of a hybrid design language that is informed by these factors. We will present and discuss the model through a study we conducted within a Health Design Lab course during the spring semester of 2023 in Shankar. For this course, we had students from various design departments, including visual communication, textile, interior design, and more. These students also come from diverse cultural backgrounds. The course had two collaborations, the first with Shankar working with students from the School of Industrial Engineering and Management. The second, exterior tuition car, working with clinicians, nurses, and patients from Sheba Beyond, Israel's first virtual hospital. We chose a visual code to highlight each of the 5 facet groups in the model. In the context of the Health Design Lab, 3 facets were shared among the 3 groups of actors. Gender, a highly sensitive aspect in the medical context we worked in, especially with regards to high-risk pregnancies and postpartum depression. Cultural background, which would influence group dynamics among students and their interactions with representatives from Sheba Beyond. Personal values, including intercultural fluency, humanism, environmentalism, and critical thinking. 2 facets were not identically shared. The first relates to design. Educators and novices share common attributes, which are the various specializations within the fields of design. When it comes to the community representatives, these attributes relate to their perceived value of design. Drawing from Richard Buchanan's 4 orders of design, it covers a spectrum ranging from a comprehensive understanding of design's broad role in systemic intervention to a more specific focus, such as design in the context of graphic applications. The last facet varies for each group. For educators, it's the pedagogical approach, which can be either direct or indirect, along with their orientation toward the industry or critical outcomes. For novices, it involves educational goals, where they need to consider the balance between knowledge and accreditation, as well as the orientation towards the industry or critical outcomes. For the community representative, it relates to the attributes of the community, including whether it's professional community and the number of subgroups represented. We tried the model with our students using a mirror board during the start of the design process. This helped us identify and recommend students' group setting and assign them to the various collaborative projects with Sheba Beyond Hospital. In this example, we can observe one of the groups, which consists of 4 students from 3 design departments in Shankar: visual communication, textile, and interior building and design. And Osnat, a representative from Sheba Beyond Hospital. We would like to highlight 2 findings. First, the varying educational goals between novices marked by the brown circle in the top left corner of each diagram. Tal is highly engaged with critical knowledge creation compared to the others. This expectation, if not leveraged, could evoke dispute within the group work. Second, the distinct cultural backgrounds marked by the green circle in the top right corner of each diagram mark the cultural heterogeneity of this group. We will share some of the insights. The overall response of the students was positive, mainly for use as a reflective tool to allow them to reflect on their own situatedness before delving into a collaborative design process. Some students preferred to do the activity anonymously, highlighting that they cannot ignore the power relations within the context of a class. Some mentioned that answering these type of questions can be stressful, but that working with a visual model made it more pleasant, with a metaphor of a flower for growth. Some students created new combinations of attributes, in this example, an educational goal, which is part critical, part industry focused. One of the students, shown here, used the diagram to express her future wish for her situatedness and not the present one. This is an interesting idea we would like to further develop. As the course progressed, we also realized that there were a few missing attributes. For instance, language posed a barrier since some of the students' first language is not Hebrew. In an intense course with numerous collaborations, considering students' comfort with different languages as part of the situatedness model could have been helpful. To summarize the process of using the model, we identified identify 5 main stages. First, identify individual situatedness of educators, novices, and the community representatives, and highlight possible trigger points. Second, harness empathy towards co-design and participatory design strategies. Third, create a common denominator situatedness for the collaborative project, defining boundaries and expectations. Fourth, evaluate the design situation through sharing knowledge and applying co-design and participatory design strategies. Define the type of design intervention needed through innovation, improvement, or non-design. Fifth, choose best outcomes that reflect the accumulated situatedness of the specific group in this specific place and time. As this is not a linear process, the last step is reflecting on possible changes in educators, novices, and community representatives' situatedness. In this presentation, we presented a graphic model for portraying both individual and collective situatedness. We hope this model will contribute to help educators, researchers, and practitioners to identify and analyze potential societal and cultural blind spots prior to working with design teams and with local communities. Identify misfits and accordingly create a common denominator of situatedness for the specific situation of the project at hand. Potentially integrate and assimilate social and humanistic values in various design courses and curricula. While this approach will help students and designers in all subdisciplines and expertise in design, it is crucially important when working and teaching in the fields of social design and healthcare design. The situatedness model presented here has been studied in a specific local context only. Examining the use of the model in various contexts and domains is essential to enhance our understanding of the specificity of the facets and attributes relevant to various social design projects. We would like to share some of the reflectional questions we suggest for educators in order to identify the situatedness model. What is your individual situatedness at this time and place regarding this course and project? What various situatedness layers could surface within your students? What personal attributes might get in the way of open communication within the group? How could you harness the potential of tension that may arise into a creative process? What key situatedness stems from the community you will work with? How will it influence your own or the novice's situatedness? What might help people in the community resist participating in the project? What assumptions might you have about the community and its people? What common goals do you and the people in the community share? How would situatedness planning influence your desired outcomes, professional and educational? We hope to explore the following avenues for future research. Investigate how the model can be adapted and fine-tuned to suit different cultural and regional contexts, considering the unique attributes and facets in various areas. Conduct a comparative study to assess the situatedness model and evaluate its advantages and limitations in different educational and social settings. Explore the potential of applying the model in interdisciplinary projects and collaborations, both within and beyond the realm of design education. Investigate the applicability and effectiveness of the model in scenarios involving remote learning and online education. In the current emotionally intense local context, where all academic activities are currently on hold, once the academic community prepares to return to campus, we, in collaboration with Shankar's psychology team, plan to use the model as a reflective tool to help identify the emotional sensitivities of educators and students, hopefully to assist in nurturing communal anti-fragility and trust through this process. Thank you for your attention. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any thoughts and questions.